Aubrey.
It started.
I'm sorry.
You can go.
God.
You can talk in character again.
No character voices till the stream starts. Jeez.
Go ahead, friends.
That was a much-needed long rest.
I want to know what happened to that turtle.
I saw him sneak off in the morning.
What?
Seems like we should be moving then too. Just in case he turns traitor.
Fair enough. Let's at least eat something quickly. And she'll go and gather up some greens and vegetation and stuff like that, and she'll kind of saute it with a couple of eggs from, you don't necessarily know what type of bird, but you don't necessarily care. Like, your muscles are sore, your body is craving protein, like, whatever is going to be provided, I'm sure you will handily eat down, because good berries, sure, they don't make you feel they make you feel not hungry anymore, but they're not as good as having a full meal in your stomach. And so if you're agreeable, it seems like V is going to make you scramble before you guys take off.
When she said eat very quickly, I was going to make a comment about eating like a dinosaur, and then I thought, it's probably better I don't.
Wow.
Let's see. We did something. We made like a hill with shrouded cover over it or something.
Yeah, you guys had you had been creating these like sort of semi-buried encampments that you used the grasses to sort of camouflage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just had assumed that you guys had done that again.
Yeah. If it works,
We
do it
had
again.
daydreamed about digging a Bugs Bunny tunnel.
Well, why don't you guys talk about it in character?
Would you all like to dig a Bugs Bunny tunnel?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? And is like doing push-ups or some shit. She's just like, what?
I was merely theorizing that perhaps we could travel underground for safety.
What do you propose we do with the dirt that we dig? Just put it behind us?
Yeah, all right.
No, I wasn't agreeing. I was just raising a concern.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't.
I know it wouldn't work. I'm just trying to figure out how.
It might be easier just to go by cover of the night and dig into the ground and rinse, repeat.
Very
How
well.
much how much distance is there about between us and the mountains again? Like you said, 50 miles or
2 3
something?
days. You would guess 2 or 3 days. V has said 2 or 3 days, depending on how fast you guys can move.
That's
2 or
fine.
3 days.
I don't know about you guys. I'm fine with letting Tim railroad us forward and we'll get at the mountain and start from there.
2 or 3 days. So there's...
I mean, you can live on these plains if you want. That's fine.
2 or 3 days. So if we continue at the pace that we've set, travel very, very hard during the day, but sleep at night. Trajectory at all.
I mean, your friends are slowed considerably.
I'm not. Not after a long
I
rest.
thought you were at half speed.
Nope, 1 level. Two
Oh,
is half
okay.
speed.
Okay, so only Theo is at half.
Currently, yeah. He's small. Just pick him up.
Exactly.
That's
I could carry him. One of us could, at least.
Trade off.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Carry me for what? I was reading about a credit card upgrade I could do.
We just play past the Theo. It's like that. It's like the video of those 3 people just throwing a baby over a bed.
Who's gonna carry Theo first then?
Why are you carrying Theo real quick? Just curious.
Because you're
'Cause your
slowed, and
speed
you'll
is
slow us
15.
down.
I could transform into something.
Or 12.
You could, but do you want to waste those wild shapes, or do we want to save them until we absolutely get run down by another T-Rex again, which I know is going to happen at some point.
Very well.
On, and I will hand my javelins over to the cleric. And you notice, I have bound them with this piece of a banner that I have had in my possession this whole time, just because I have the soldier background. With this piece of a banner, and it absolutely has the symbol of Asmodeus on it.
All right. So, you continue down. You guys continue for probably half a day at as quick of a pace as you can possibly manage. And go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage. Everybody else at your regular.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Theo, you don't have to make a Constitution save.
Hurrah!
Oh. That's a 5. No. 9. Yes, 9. Because I get an extra +1 because of my paladin.
Oh
All
my
right.
god. The John rolls are here, guys.
Anyone within 10 feet of me gets within 5 feet. No, 10 feet gets a +1.
That's real good when I rolled a 1.
The John
Ouch.
rolls.
Uh-oh.
The John rolls
For
never
4.
left.
That's a grand total of 4, Chief. How's that gonna
That'll go ahead and give you 2 tallies, John.
Love it. Love it. Love to see it.
Enna, you are also going to gain a tally.
I now have 1 level of... No. Because I had 1 level, and then we took the long rest. So
Yep.
I'm just at 2 tallies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait. Does how many does a long rest erase? How many tallies?
1 full level.
Oh, okay.
1 full level, so 3 of them.
I'm at 2 points.
Well, no, you don't have to roll because you're being carried.
I was at
Remember?
2 points when we started this session.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. He's at 2 levels.
Is somebody else going to carry Theo? Are you guys going to go with something else, or what's the plan for the rest of the marathon?
Ugh. I'm already at almost 2 levels of exhaustion again, damn it.
Remember back in the day when everybody could just ride in Jared's cart? Those were the days.
Rip. I could still carry him even with a level of exhaustion, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't be slowed at all.
Of course you
No,
can.
I don't even have a level. I just have 2 tallies. Okay, get on
Hold
my
on.
back again, Buster. Like,
Hold on.
we've got place.
Hold on.
Yippee!
Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh.
Gilcole. Did you want to take him?
I did.
I'm double checking to see if I have a spell I can just give you to make this easier for you.
I didn't
If
even
that makes
realize
sense.
Dan was peeping in on us through the keyhole.
And
No, nothing specifically here for carrying someone unless Tim would say freedom of movement would help. But that's not particularly useful. It's a short.
Not in
duration
this
thing anyway.
terrain.
Yeah, I was gonna say not
It
here.
wouldn't be that useful in this terrain. Like, if you guys were in a jungle, or, you know what I mean? Like, it
Yeah, I was gonna say
definitely help, but not.
I don't think this is gonna. Yeah, so I don't have anything explicitly here.
So why don't you guys all make me a con save except for Theo? Anna, you're at disadvantage for the rest of the day running.
Okay, I don't know what happened, but that's a natural 20 plus, 3.
Okay.
Go. You can erase one
16.
tally, John.
Oh yeah.
And a use save. So you don't get any tallies, but I'm only giving John that because you rolled in that 20, because there isn't really a whole lot of reward otherwise for rolling in that 20 on this.
Take it and wear it with pride.
Right?
Yeah, first roll of the game, a 1. Second roll, 20. We doing well out here.
Love to see it. You know what that is? Growth.
Hey, something's happening out here, and it's a thing.
It says that my die is balanced. I just got shit luck.
So, Theo, can you go ahead and roll me a survival check as you make your encampment, your enclosure for the evening?
Which I will give you advantage on with an assistance here. Or so advantage.
17.
All right. You do a really good job. So who's going to take first watch?
I didn't carry someone all day. I'll go first.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a D100, John.
Let's see here. D100. 29.
John, or Gil, I should say, you notice as this sort of meteoric object just falls into the earth at this incredible pace. And there is a trail of fire that follows it in the night sky for 300-400 feet behind it. And it sort of sizzles there for it sort of sizzles there for a second or two before it dissipates into the sky. And go ahead and make me a perception check, please.
Not bad at those. Famous last words gets a 5 plus 5 for 10, unless your aura just continuously exists. Oh, it's saving throws anyway, so it's not that anyway.
You're right.
So 10.
You can still, because you have dark vision, right? You're a dwarf.
Yep.
So you can still make out the outline of this. It looks almost like some of the dragon folk that you've run into, but it's taller. And it's broader of shoulder. And it has on this armor that sort of seems to glisten. And you would think that it's somewhere in the neighborhood of like 250 feet away at this point. And it doesn't have any weapons out that you can tell. You know what I mean? Like, you can see that its shadow is walking towards you, and you can see its hands and its feet and its tail and its entire body in the outline of the shadow, but there does not appear, like, it definitely has a scabbard at its side. It definitely has, you know, the outline that would appear to be weapons, just not in its hands.
And walking
And
straight out.
I'm not even going to make anybody roll to wake up, so if you go and try and wake up your friends, they just wake up. So you can go ahead. The creature appears to be moving relatively slowly, so you would imagine that you have a little bit of time to kind of converse with your friends and wake them up.
Yep. That's not good. So, I think we got company from the sky. Not great.
The sky?
Came down kind of like our tavern, but it's just a person and dragon folk, and they're walking straight at us.
Another dragon folk?
Big one, and I do not understand.
You do say big one, so there's only one of them.
Yeah, but also fell out of the sky and seems unharmed. So
I'm exhausted from all that being carried.
I'm going to slap you.
Theo, I'm going to ask you, with the least possible amount of respect, to go fuck yourself.
That was so mean.
Yes, and I'm very tired.
And we're very in trouble. So let's yeah, we should probably I'm gonna like pop my head and like look out again. How close?
Maybe 100 feet away.
Yeah, they're like right here, so we gotta do a thing now.
Do we attack? Do we stay quiet and hope they don't see us? Which isn't going to happen.
Well, I'd rather not die in a hole, so
That's a good point.
Wait a minute, dwarf. Maybe I would.
No, come on.
If it's one creature, I suppose it's best if we surround him.
We got like 2 seconds to decide.
Then let's go out and meet him head on.
Do it. Let's go. I've also got a plan where we can just cut and run, hopefully.
I have come here to talk.
And let's get the great sword out.
An ultimatum.
An ultimatum. I'm incredibly interested.
What is it?
You have 2 choices. 1, return with me to the capital. Face judgment by the queen.
You heard that one before.
2, you continue into the mountains, and we will harry you no longer. But there are dangers that you do not understand.
Well, hear me out. You say dangers that we don't understand. I'd say that also if we go into the capital and face judgment by this queen that we also know nothing of, those are also dangers that we don't understand, correct?
Oh my god.
Sounds like a 50-50.
In your language, they would call this danger icing death. And you see that this creature, and it is definitely not a dragon folk. It is probably 6'5". It sort of has like a pushed-in snout in comparison to the dragonborn, and it's almost like a merger between a human and a dragon or something like that. Like, it's a very sort of weird amalgamation. And it pulls out this white orb that... Go ahead and everybody make a perception check.
Oh, Jesus. 7?
9.
19.
Thanks!
Theo, you can see that in this orb, this sort of like ephemeral dragon, you can see like its outline sort of swimming around in this orb.
I have a question. When we were first taken under custody, we were told that it was simply because we were trespassing in the forest of the dinosaurs and that we had to go before the Queen for judgment or some such. We then promptly left, and we are no longer in the forest. We're about to be in the mountains soon, and yet you still pursue us, and I can't
Your
wonder why.
companion wears the symbols of Asmodeus. The Queen must face judgment.
Who is he talking about, Gilthor or?
Not me.
Anna.
Me. He's talking about me.
There's no possibility that you could leave those symbols behind, is there?
No.
Or the other option is we face
You have 2 choices. I suppose 3. You could choose to attack me now, which would not end well for all of you. I will not hesitate to snatch your spines from your bodies.
I don't know what I was expecting you to say, but it wasn't that.
Seems to me that the choice that we're already making is to be judged by the mountains.
Yes, I think that the mountains are probably our best bet. What do you say, Gilthor? Care to roll the dice?
I'm going to murder you, Brian.
You watch as this orb begins to glow, and this creature looks at you all and says, "Then I shall awaken icing death
Oh, fuck.
and lead you to your fate."
Before
And
you do,
then in a crack of fire, this creature then explodes in a streak across the sky again.
Y'all, we're gonna have to fight a white dragon.
he just left.
Yep,
He didn't unleash the dragon right here and now.
it would not appear so, no.
Just in the mountains. Great.
Did you see that thing? Had a bloody dragon inside of it.
What?
That orb he was holding. I could have sworn I saw there was a dragon inside of it. Is he
Sure
saying
not
he's going
see
to unleash a dragon upon us?
I mean, that wouldn't. Oh boy. Excellent.
I mean, that would be worse than the
And
things
mind
we've been...
you guys do know who Tiamat is. Enna and Gil have both
Oh
rolled
yes.
well enough in their religions to know who Tiamat is.
I don't know that I would.
Oh yeah. No, it's great. Unfortunately, that seems incredibly likely. Great. Mother of chromatic dragons. Love to see it.
Why did he mention your
Yeah.
religious symbols? What does he care?
Because Asmodeus is the one who took the first layer of hell from Tiamat and is currently keeping her imprisoned in the 9th layer of hell.
That is one thing that I can't fault Asmodeus for.
What are they going to do
No,
with
I
you?
can't. No, well, obviously I can't, but
What are they going to do with you?
I mean, have you?
sorry. What did you say? You cut off.
What do they what do they intend to do with you?
You've never dealt with religious fanatics before, have you, Theo?
No, I
Oh.
I spent most of my life by a pond.
Believe me, I'm not the most fanatic out there.
Absolutely not. If you were, I'd be dead. Or you'd be dead. Or some variation of the sort, of either. So,
Well, I don't know about you lot, but I think that we should head to the mountains. Post
and if
haste.
they're not actually going to chase us, then we can rest up to fight whatever thing.
The sooner
they've
we
decided.
arrive there, the sooner we can prepare for whatever they're going to throw at us.
Alright, an extremely John voice here. I was gonna say, being able to clear our levels of exhaustion before we get to the mountain would be super useful.
V is going to look at all of you and say, I have never seen them give up this easily. Whatever they are unleashing, they must be confident that it will take care of the job.
Yes. It is strange. I'm glad that we didn't have to fight anything today, though. Yet. Knock on wood. It's still quite early.
As you guys are kind of getting ready to make camp, or, well, you know, you've already made camp. As you guys are getting ready to go to bed, you notice that a cold front has rolled in and that a freezing rain has started to fall.
You love to see it.
As it hits Anna, you just hear this.
Yeah.
I would like to replace my idea to travel underground back on the table.
I Once again, I have a hunch that that's not going to work. I just don't know how.
Let's see. Got metal.
It was probably that stupid turtle's idea anyway.
Do umbrellas
I think it was
exist?
actually.
This is an important question. Do umbrellas exist in our world that we would be aware of?
I don't see why not. I think that
Excellent.
maybe if you've been to some gnomish cities,
Perfect.
you've probably seen
Cool, because
an umbrella or two.
Hey, do we have any of those spare hand axes?
Yes.
No, but I do have a battle axe. I don't think that's quite what you're looking for.
We took the hand
Well, there
axes
were
off those
hand
dragons,
axes off of some enemies that you guys fought.
That's right.
so that's what I'm asking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Don't mind if I
Theo has a hand axe.
don't mind if I use their hand axes for anything, yeah? Actually, that's a good question. Is an umbrella a simple item?
Sure, why not?
It's not magical. It's just
Yeah, I'll give it to you. It's fine.
cool, because I'm just going to transform one of those hand axes into an umbrella using Artisan's Blessing.
And I'm just gonna up the wind speeds to 40 miles an hour at some point. It'll be fine.
Hey, you know what? I'll take it. This was free and funny. Their hand axe is now an umbrella. Just after an hour, just like staring at it and then like looking at it, holding it, shakes it out a little bit, and now it's an umbrella.
Nice.
I like it.
Interesting.
But like, you guys go through the entire night on your watches. You don't have to roll anything. It does not seem that the dragon folk are pursuing you anymore. Like, it seems like he's true to his word, that if you really want to go into the mountains, do you, homie. But one of the things that you guys do notice is that once V gets done with her 4-hour meditation, she is on fucking edge because she has never experienced the dragon folk like this. And so, like, she keeps expecting an attack, and when one doesn't come, it just makes her more on edge. You know what I mean?
Well, at a minimum, we've pissed him off more than anybody else in recent history has.
It would seem.
Have you ever been to the Queen's Kingdom or whatever it is, palace?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Once.
What was that like?
Well, she sentenced me to death, and I strangled one of my guards and stole his keys and escaped.
In your personal experience, would you say the mountains are more preferable?
I would definitely say anywhere where we can die free on our feet is preferable.
Ooh, a political message. Intriguing.
Oh my god. Gil's just gonna like look side-eye over it and I'm like, oh no.
She's just standing there with her arms crossed. She doesn't say anything.
So, well, I've got this. Holds up umbrella. It like pops it open.
Interesting.
I would like to ride with Gilthor this time.
How are you guys doing on exhaustion now? Are you going to slow down your pace? Like, what's the plan?
So was that wasn't a different long rest? Was that a second long rest?
That was the second long rest.
Oh, Jesus.
Shit.
All right, so I only have a tiny little tick mark.
Now, mind you, the storm has gotten considerably worse, and the fog is fucking thick.
Oh, no.
And I don't know how much more I have to foreshadow it, so, pick your spells and shit carefully.
That's what I'm looking at, because you just said that. No me, no like.
You said the fog is thick?
Yeah.
Incredibly.
Yeah.
How many,
Ryan?
how many C's thick is it?
I would say at least 3. On a scale of 1 to J-Lo, it's like Iggy Azalea.
Damn.
Damn.
At least you didn't say Iggy Pop.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like the look of this. So let's see. What do I got? I have this spell, which is fun. Oh, it's 5, 10, 15. Hey, everybody around me, get an extra, once I pull up the spell, and this will be for the rest of the day anyway, so it doesn't particularly matter if I do it now or later. Aid, and I'm going to cast that at 4th level, which means everybody's hit point maximum and current hit point count. So this is just stacks right on top of your total, increases by 15.
Ooh.
All
So we just
right.
get 15 temporary hit points?
Not temporary. This is actually counts towards your maximum, which means it can be regened.
For how long?
Nice.
For 8 hours.
Holy shit.
Shit. Okay.
V is going to cast Long Strider on all of you guys because it's very slow moving through this storm.
Okay, so quick, how many hit points did you give us?
So your maximum has increased by 15, and you also get an extra 15. So basically, for example, I have 75 hit points. I'm going to go to 90 for the time being.
Okay, wait. Okay, so the first 15 is permanent in the
No. So how many hit points do you have, Brian?
67.
Add 15 to that number. That's your total for the next. These aren't temporary hit points. Temporary hit points can stack on top of this.
Okay.
So what I'm doing, I'm just putting my new total in brackets next to my old number, just so I don't lose it.
109.
Nice.
Okay, so I tacked on 15, and then you said there's another 15?
No, your total. Basically, you've got 15. 15 more total, just right now, overall, everything. And so I don't just give you an X. Never mind.
I don't know. I thought you said 15 twice, but I added 15.
Well, it's just 15. Well, your maximum's 15. So, for example, if I heal you, you can go all the way back up to that new number.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, that's all it is. Your capacity increased.
Okay.
For the day.
Cool. And then
Is that V as well?
Yeah, that's let's
Okay. Just
wait,
making
no
sure.
shit. Actually, unfortunately it can't be because it's wait. That won't be V because it's 3 creatures and she damn it.
No worries.
It's like
I just wanted to make sure.
Hold on.
That wasn't like a, hey, you prick, fucking buff my DMPC. It was more of a, hey,
No,
like,
I was double checking number of targets and it does not increase with level. That's annoying.
And then you said we get Long Strider.
Yeah, that adds 10 to your speed.
So basically, I guess it's like, I can't hit you. We're slow. You're fast. You can get out of range of a lot of things. Please stay back.
I think that V just mostly still doesn't trust that these dragon folk aren't going to attack at some point.
Right.
And so she's trying to get to the mountains as fast as possible.
Right.
Which,
because I can't aid her, my advice is, hey, stay away, because they like area things. We can take more of them now.
So why don't you, if you guys have no role-playing, I'm going to fast-forward you to the foothills.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, the storm has increased immensely. You can not see the peaks of these mountains when you look up. Like, before this storm had kicked up, you could absolutely see these mountains looming in the distance, so you know they're massive. But they've almost disappeared behind this, like, sort of soupy miasmic fog that has kicked up that is just throwing ice and rain and just unpleasantness around every single turn that you guys manage to make. And so yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Enna is just more pissed off than usual just because of the storm. She hates rain, she hates cold, she hates water, so she's just like, she's in all of her misery. But I am actually going to use my divine sense, if I'm correct. Yes. Okay. Yes, divine sense. Detect good and evil. Until the end of my next turn, I can sense anything. I can know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Yeah, you don't detect any.
Okay. Right, and she just goes, there's nothing around here. Just fog. Fuck.
Are we in trees and stuff?
Mostly it's like the scrubby tree line that's at the base of mountains.
Okay. Well, at least we have some degree of cover from now on. What's the, incline of this? Is this really tall mountains, or is it just kind of hills?
No, you guys are still in the foothills right now, but once you get into the mountains, it seems like there is definitely going to be times where you're going to have to actually do real climbing. Like, you're going to need to pull out a climbing pit and pythons and a hammer and, you know what I mean, like the whole shebang.
When we were looking at it from a distance, was it snowy tops?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, what is our end game here? Where exactly are we going now that we've reached the base of these mountains?
You told me you wanted to find the other kingdoms.
Right.
We'll need to pass beyond these mountains to do that.
So,
Through it is.
Okay. We're going over?
Well, Gil, there is a chance, perhaps, that if the dwarves that may still reside here see you, we might be able to request an audience with their king.
Excellent.
Too bad you couldn't have been a dinosaur.
What?
Huh.
Oh. Well, perhaps. Though they're not going to be able to see through all this fog. So.
Well, we have two choices then. Do we wish to seek out the creature that is surely causing this, and perhaps we will get lucky that a dwarf would spot Gil? Or do we push through in the safe manner?
You suspect a creature's causing this bad weather?
Just flat
Not
stare.
just any creature. I believe it is a dragon.
Oh. That's already here.
Well, there is a swamp deep within the forest I come from. And when you venture too deep, these gases begin to emit these unnatural things. And many of my clan have been sacrificed in trying to figure out what exactly is in there, and
I vote dwarves. The sooner we can get more allies on our side, the better.
Which also means clearing out this creature. This dragon.
Why?
In its lair.
Why?
that
Why?
seems
Why?
foolish. We should not fight it in its lair.
I'm
That would
That's
be-
why so many of my clan have died in that swamp.
I'm not sure I understand the process of this. Why do we have to encounter the dragon before the dwarves?
Because no one can see shit.
It's possible that I could find the dwarves without vision.
Do tell.
It would be a long shot. Long as 300 feet, that is.
Oh, that's nothing.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's in caves. Long as 3 miles. I have an ability to try and locate certain types of creatures. I think I could manage it with dwarves. But I would only be able to use it about once a day. Oh,
They're
never
not
mind.
going
We
to
leveled
be
up.
in the
I'll be able to use it
foothills,
twice a day. I'm a level 10 now.
Oh my god.
They're not going to be in the foothills.
No.
If you can get us to your best estimate about where they might reside, I could scan the area.
That's assuming we don't get ambushed by a dragon first.
That's a risk we'll be doing whether we search for dwarves or not.
'Tis true. But if we're on the offensive hunting for a dragon, I think we'll be in a different mindset.
I don't know how to go about that.
Well, there are a few things that we must think about. First, we cannot allow this thing to continue to fly about. We must
Oh.
bring it to the ground.
And I'm pretty sure a pit trap won't work on a dragon.
It will not.
Not that it worked on the T-Rex, but that's a different story.
There is a chance that between Theo and I, we could entangle it.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Considering stares at the two melee fighters, like,
It seems low, though. The other option that I was thinking is if we could keep a low profile, find out where the layer actually is, we might be able to arrange a fight in an area where the flight would not be so advantageous.
yeah. Dragons flying around is bad times for literally everybody but the dragon.
If you're insistent on killing the dragon first, I can scan the area for caves or lairs.
Again, I don't believe it's going to be in this foothill.
And also, again, I meant when you give your best estimation about where it will reside.
Fair.
Yep. Let's go on a dragon hunt.
Well, okay, but before we do, have you encountered these before?
I have only once fought the offspring of the black dragon that lives in the swamp,
And
and
how
it
did
did
that
not
go?
well.
Oh, charming, lovely. How many of you were there?
Myself and 4 others. I'm the only one to walk away.
All right, we have even worse odds.
Your friends are far more capable than the party I was walking with.
Oh, not me.
Discuss with your friends. This is not up to me. I will go where you lead. I have agreed to follow you.
I just think that if we're going to go in, we've already learned from past experience, we need a very solid plan.
Yes, because our plans have a history of working.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right, we know it can fly. What are we going to do about it? I could transform into something and try and bring it down, but last time I fell about 80 feet to my death.
Almost death. You're still here.
Yeah,
I
near
can-
death.
I
You were
could,
nearly dead.
I could call lightning down upon it. I could try and blow it out of the sky with winds or daggers, or
I mean, I can also bring divine fire from the sky upon it, but that's a difference. That's also possible.
I like that. It's down. Well, if we manage to get it down on the ground, what do we do? Surround it, attack it with just our metal swords, and
It's got a head, right?
I assume.
So most things don't live if you take the head off the body.
That's true, but I don't know how much effort it's going to be to take the head off of a dragon.
Can you even cleave through its scales?
Good question. She's got a very sharp sword.
V.
Well, the sharpness doesn't matter, it's how you wield it.
In your experience with this black swamp dragon, how easy was it to sever?
Very difficult. Dragon scale is not something that's easily cleaved.
The more we plan this out, the more I don't like it.
How did you end up leaving your pond in the first place?
I was banished. It wasn't my decision.
You were banished.
I quite
wow.
liked it there.
This explains a lot.
How did you manage to get yourself banished from a pond? You know, I don't. My experience, pond folk tend to not put up much of a fight either. So.
It was reserved. It was reserved for our tribe of gnomes only when they needed healing. I had sympathy on a band of travelers who were not of our kind.
Wow, that's it.
This was a very short time I had to make a backstory for this character.
Yeah, that's really fucked up of your people. I'm strongly disappointed.
Yeah, that's. I'm a little bit disappointed by that.
Wow.
Even if you ask for help, I'll ask. If shit.
Also-
even if you get help from a cult of Asmodeus, the only thing you ask for in return is your eternal servitude.
I wasn't going to mention it, but the lord of our tribe also noticed that I was skinny dipping in the pond one day.
That's even worse. I didn't think I.
That's it?
Huh.
I didn't think I could be any more disappointed in you.
And I was.
But here I am.
I was smoking marijuana.
Okay, and... No, that's halfling pipe leaf. Continue. And
Am I supposed to be impressed?
Right. What?
They thought they caught me. They caught
He's
me.
like the dude who got like the wraparound athletic sunglasses at like a Dollar Tree and is like, I'm a bad boy now. Like me.
And he left the tag on.
They caught me smoking marijuana at the pond, so they barged in and shot my dog. Anyway. Perhaps we could come up with a plan just like we did with the dinosaur in the pit, but better this time, where we could get the upper hand. Maybe we could get him in his lair and then collapse the rocks on top of him, or the entrance.
No, that isn't a bad idea. But with what do we cut this, collapse?
Well, let me see here. I have a ability to erupt the earth.
If we could get it pinned in one spot, I can surround it with a wall of fire.
There's potential there. Do we even know if this thing has vulnerabilities?
Do we know? Are dragons of this plane? Does anyone actually know that?
Not I.
Hi.
Because if
You
it
would
wasn't,
assume that they're very similar to dragons that you've read about.
so yeah, they're from here. Damn. Because they have a really easy just banishment button, but
Banishment button.
but they're from here, so that only just makes them disappear temporarily. But if they're not from here, bye bye. That's my favorite spell, just to use on just big things.
Can't do
Yeah,
that.
we could collapse a cave entrance on it if we could manage to do that. But I don't have spells to even come close to doing any of that.
No, I thought it would be easier than this. I have... Alright, I have a hammer and a crowbar, and I have a stone... Oh, I managed to pick up a potion of stone giant strength. Perhaps we could weaken it before he arrives and then finish the job.
Perhaps, but that seems risky.
And it seems like it would take too long.
Yes, alright. Well, any other ideas?
Hang out over top of the mouth of the cave and drop onto it?
Onto the dragon.
I
I mean, if I could get onto its head, I'm sure that I could, like, you know,
and it keeps us away from its teeth.
cast. I could cast produce flame on its eyes or something. I mean,
Intriguing.
burning hands straight onto its eyes. It's poetic, if nothing else. And still blind it and probably send it stomping around all over the place, which isn't exactly what we need.
Either way, yeah, if we could just jump onto it and stab it from on top of it, it's a large creature, you could do that. Till we crash into the ground, but, that's neither here nor there.
Cross that bridge when we come to it.
Correct. Problem solved.
Or it's very simple. If I can get myself picked up by it,
Wait.
wedge its mouth open with my movable rod.
Oh. Well, then it can't go anywhere. It's just stuck floating in space forever.
That's right, because it's literally immovable.
Well, that would seem that, well, first of all, you're limited to only being able to insert it in a position where it could no longer maneuver around the rod, correct?
Right.
Eh.
How
Here,
big is your rod?
Wait, even better, we drop on top of it and just pin it down with the rod so it can't get up.
I'm about to find out how big my movable rod is. It is.
Also, a movable rod's a bit of a misnomer.
It doesn't say how big it is.
It fits in one hand. It's
How-
like maybe 3. It's like maybe at most maybe 2 feet wide.
How is this creature creating this weather? If we just pin it down, is it still going to be icy, rainy, and foggy?
Oh
would
no!
assume,
Look at
yes.
me! Look at me! A little bit of bad weather
I suppose we could
gets
just...
me all up in a fuss.
Pinning it down would be a good first step towards killing it, I suppose. If you don't mind, I would like to take this time to just go have a chat with somebody.
Okay, who's that?
Sylvanus. The
Okay,
Oak Father.
how are you doing that?
That's right.
I would just go off on my own, and then I need to make a sacrifice to do divination, but it doesn't say what it is. Oh, an offering, not a sacrifice. I will... What does an oak god want? What would my character would know? What would you think would be? Do you know?
You would assume some sort of good smelling like burnables, and then like maybe some berries and different fruits and things that you can eat, maybe some roots, you know.
Okay, I'll do that, and then I can I have a flask of oil and some holy water, so I could just make it fancy.
Okay.
And then maybe I'll burn it like incense type, and then just kind of go into a meditation and wait.
You feel a presence.
Do you want any mechanics of this?
No.
Okay. Okay then. I'll just talk to him. Hello? I'll be like, Chris Cowart. Hello?
You feel a tingle that runs up and down your spine multiple times.
I'm sure I've done this before, so I'm going to get the sense that that's the sign. I'll say, I presume you are aware of the circumstances that we're in. I have a question about this dragon we're facing. And I'm looking for a good course of action we can take to rid ourselves of this predicament.
You feel the tingle run up and down your spine again. You remember that, for the most part, you can kind of only really get, like, yes or no answers from this.
So, that being said, I suppose my question would be, do we stand a chance?
Tingle in your spine.
Tingle is probably yes.
You don't know.
Why don't I know? Is the tingle a yes? Wait, that won't
You
work.
get a tingle.
I would like to propose a sort of means of communication between us. If the answer is yes, have the flames flare up before me, and if it's a no, have them dull down to a simmer. Do we stand a chance?
Your brain just racks with pain.
I'm going to topple over and clutch my temples and just wish that I had read you the mechanics of this so that you would have to abide by the spell. I apologize if I misspoke. I'm only trying to make this worth both our times instead of wasting it. I don't understand the tingle in the spine.
You get a tingle.
Is this because of the joke I made earlier about the dumplings?
You get a pain in your brain.
If I swear to never make another joke about dumplings again, would you give me a clear answer?
You get a tingle in your spine.
I'm gonna douse the flames and go back to my party.
Brian, I wasn't even trying to be defiant. I was just trying to give you only two options for yes or no, and you just read too far into it, and so I ran with you.
I'm gonna be rubbing my temples as I go back and say, as best as I can tell, we do stand a chance against this dragon, but I don't have a clear picture of what we should do to fight it.
I go ask the one who keeps the god of dragons imprisoned?
That wouldn't
Okay.
be ill-advised.
Okay, so
How are you going about to do that?
Anna is just gonna like kind of step off a little bit into the fog, just so that she's not like within immediate view of everybody.
Gets eaten.
And there's not
This is Jurassic Park.
there's not really a specific mechanic for paladins praying, but she will still sort of like dig her hands into the ground and focus all of her energy downward into where hell is presumably on this plane. I don't know the structure of.
Is there not? I thought that paladins had a thing.
We don't have a distinct way of praying. There might be at super high levels, but I don't know at level 10.
Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Okay.
Are you not at level 10? You're supposed to be at level 10.
I am at level 10,
Oh, okay.
but there's no way to like.
Yeah, cleric.
99.
What?
Okay.
89.
Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Shit. Oh no, that's 11.
Okay, you lose 1 point of Constitution permanently, and you see in front of you is the avatar of your god. Asmodeus, in all of his flaming glory, is standing in front of you, and he immediately says, "What is it that you need, mortal?"
I need you to give me guidance. Eat a dragon.
There are many, many ways to go about doing this. Your best bet would be to find some way to bring it to the ground. Tall trees and nets, long-range artillery. You will be given one more question. Any more, and I will end you, worshipper or not. And for a second, Asmodeus looks around and kind of feels this sort of energy that is on this plane and says, "If you succeed here, you will gain much of my favor."
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
And with a flash, Asmodeus is gone.
So she turns around and walks back to the group, and you have never seen her look this happy.
So
She's like ecstatic. She's like, I saw him.
Okay.
Give me that shit right now. I am on cloud 9, and if you ruin this for me, I will fucking destroy you.
Okay.
Said tall trees, nets, bring it down, and use long-range artillery.
lovely.
That being said, I only have one more question, and that's it. That's all he told me.
And you didn't inform him we have none of those things?
Listen, I don't know what kind of relationship you have with your god, but mine is very much fear-driven. Asmodeus doesn't inspire love in his followers; he inspires fear.
Oh, I see. He gave you a headache as well.
No, but I think I do feel a little bit weaker, so I think I may have lost some of my constitution. But
Yeah, I'm gonna just. Okay, glad I chose Moradin to be faithful to. Okay, anyway, continuing. Pain in the brain, losing your health, fear-driven religion, yikes.
that being said, today I'm going to tell you. He did say one more thing to me. If we succeed here, I will gain great favor.
Okay. I mean, we need to kill it anyway.
I know, but just I needed to tell someone that.
That doesn't really change our strategy at all. But
Unless we can makeshift something, perhaps we could fashion together a sort of catapult-like device. I don't know. Or ballista.
I fear that even with my incredible speed at producing objects, that will be still far too slow. However, if there are trees near the entrance to the cave, it'd be a lot easier just to topple them onto it, so it'd have to try and work its way through them.
That would give us a chance to get on top of it and just.
We just need to slow it down on its way out, and then we can pin it down. That's all we need to do.
Said the Lord of Lies did say, net.
Well, I can make
Be
nets!
helpful.
Out of that axe, I can also make nets. Don't worry about it. Actually, I should be able to do that again because we had another long rest. I can make an 100 gold or actually how much ever all of those axes together equal worth of net. How many ever square footage, all of the scrap metal materials that we have worth of net, I can just big fuck off net.
Big fuck off net.
As big as we've got scrap for, because the way this thing works, which just let me read to you how ridiculous this ability is. So you conduct an hour-long ritual that crafts a non-magical item that must include some metal. So I'm just going to have weighted ends to this net. A simple or martial weapon, a suit of armor, 10 pieces of ammunition, set of tools, other metal object. Creation is completed at the end of an hour, coalescing into an unoccupied space of your choice on a surface within 5 feet of you. The thing you create could be something that is worth no more than 100 gold pieces. As part of this ritual, you must lay out metal, which can include coins, with value equal to the creation. The metal irrevocably coalesces and transforms into the creation at the ritual's end, magically forming even non-metal parts of the creation. I can also duplicate objects using this method if there's anything I need to duplicate, for example, a key, as long as I have the original.
So here's the thing, guys. We do not have time for a dragon fight tonight. So, like, this is all strategy and RP for the rest of the evening. Like, just so you know.
All right.
That's fair. I was going to say there's no way.
Well, like, it's going to be an entire night for a dragon fight. Like, y'all fucking know that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah.
So I figure that can be, like, a next week thing. So I'm going to just go ahead and describe to you what the opening of the lair looks like, as though you have managed to discover it without being uncovered.
Okay.
Just to make shit easier. There are definitely not trees right around the opening of this cave. It is rather large, big enough for a adult-sized dragon to fly out of, so there's fucking that. You would estimate that it's probably 5,000 feet above sea level. You're relatively deep into the mountains at this point. There are icicles that have formed on the outside of this cave. The weather is getting considerably worse as you get closer to this cave. There are some taller pines that are a little bit further away from the entrance, but not close enough that you would be able to, like, fall them onto the dragon as it was flying out or something like that. And you would estimate that the mouth is probably 35 feet wide and maybe 45, 50 feet tall.
Is the interior lining of this cave rock or earth?
It is rock, but, like, a lot of ice as well. Like, it would appear as though the majority of it has kind of frozen over.
What did you say you'd be able to form with your transmogrification ability?
Anything that has metal components into it and is worth no more than 100 gold pieces, and we have the raw material available as far as metal. So like axe heads and such will be useful, is what I can use.
And there's no size restrictions as long as it's clear.
As long, yeah, no, nope, nothing too bad. The only thing I can do is I can like it's got some weird restrictions to it, and like I can't like weapons and tools and shit are like limited, but anything else just has to be under 100 gold pieces worth.
Time to go shopping.
And I shop it. But I can make ammunition for crossbows and such with it, but that's limited.
Haha, medium
I'm only
ballista,
going to
100
give you
gold.
guys until tomorrow before, you know what I mean? Like, you guys have today and this evening.
How long does it take you
And
to
if
make
you
one?
choose to stay all night, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to deal with exhaustion as well if you're going to stay up all night
Yeah.
making shit.
How long does it take you to make stuff?
I do not have the appropriate. So for fabricate, you have to have the appropriate skill proficiencies. Which, like for example, when I made the pit trap and the bridge and stuff, I had enough proficiency to make stuff like that. I do not have the proficiencies to make a ballista.
Oh, it's just a Bowie piece of wood on a big string.
No, there's no.
Yeah, it sure fucking isn't, Brian.
Like I could probably make a torsion catapult because those are relatively straightforward, but
All right, let's see what that is. Oh, that's a spell, not that one.
regardless, I don't know who's going to be manning heavy artillery against this thing. Because last I checked, that's at least a 3-person operation.
Doesn't say the gold.
Well, that one doesn't matter. I could just make that out of the trees nearby. I have to actually cast a spell for that one, though.
This says light catapult can be operated by one person. Just takes a lot of actions.
You know, weirdly, what we're really short on with only 4 people around? It's actions.
Let's see. Action to load, action to aim, action to fire. And it fires a moderately heavy projectile in a high arc.
Didn't I say it would take 3 people to effectively use something like that?
Oh, effectively. Okay.
What do you mean effectively, John? What's that fucking word? Like, I was just thinking that we could ineffectively get lucky a couple of times, you know, over the course of like 60 fucking seconds. That should go well as we're all taking cold damage from breath weapons.
Right.
I have a thought. It's actually kind of terrifying. I have the ability to meld into stone.
So do I.
What if we were to wait until he hunkers down for the night, and then we could come out and do any number of things to him, including placing immovable rods on him and pinning him with nets and such?
See, the problem with meld into stone is you walk into the surface, and then you're stuck where you walked into the surface.
Right, we'd be in there waiting for him to go to bed.
I really do not like this solution. I really don't like that one.
What better time to get the jump on something than when he's asleep?
Yeah, no. Hard pass. But yes, yeah, I actually took meld into stone as my like final nope button.
I was gonna use it if you all had died to that T-Rex earlier.
Yeah, I also have that spell. Yeah, no, I got.
All right, how about this? We wait till he goes in there, and then we Light the
What about
entire
an-
entrance on fire.
What about a net tied to the immovable rod? To catch it initially, then you can grab the rod and then drop it down on so the net's like wrapped around and then pinned with the immovable rod.
While he's asleep.
What? Where are you getting this asleep thing? You'd have to somehow walk to where it sleeps, then turn into stone, and somehow hope between entering / to sleeping space, you somehow didn't get dead.
I thought you said he was flying above us, or is he in his lair right now? I don't know dragons.
Doesn't particularly matter.
Right, if he was
Yeah, you have no idea where this thing is.
if he was out and about, we could go in, meld into stone, wait till he comes back, he goes to sleep, we come out, and Or...
See, here's my thing. So you start walking down this lair entrance while it's out and about. You have to somehow make it all the way to the sleeping area before it does.
Yes. That's true. We could wait until it goes in for the night, then set fire to the entrance and suffocate it.
Smoke it out.
Smoke it in.
Well, actually, smoking it out's not a bad idea if we can confirm it's in there, because then we can definitely force it to barrel out of the entrance right into our trap.
Presuming he doesn't have back doors.
I mean, that's a good point.
Boy. He looks to Anna.
I can't help but wonder if dragons. I know that they're creatures, but at the same time, I can't help but wonder if they operate on the same basis of eat sleep as we do. Eat sleep awake.
Good question. Does anybody actually know here?
Yeah, I look at V.
Go ahead and everybody make me a history or survival.
Hell yeah. I can do that second one.
Do the first one.
Shit.
Oh my god, die. Why?
13.
Nat 20.
Oh.
Nat 20 plus 7.
I was gonna say nat 1 plus 9.
Theo, you are the only one that knows that dragons often slumber for extended periods of time, but when weather like this is going on, you would assume that it has been awakened by something.
Something you say.
You mean as
It
long as
definitely
there's...
couldn't be that white dragon orb that was...
Yeah. You know, I haven't thought about this in years, but I recall a story when I was just a lad about dragons and how they sleep for long periods of time, but I remember the dragon being awakened by something and causing not windy gales and storms such as this, but this particular dragon created a nasty... I'll say it was a fucking... It was a lightning storm and some flooding. If that's the case...
You're talking about a blue, then.
Oh.
Wherever you were, there was a blue dragon nearby.
I don't know. It wasn't a picture book. I have a sick feeling in my guts that whatever we're dealing with, that orb has already awakened it. I don't think we're going to be able to catch it in its slumber.
Weren't you the one suggesting that we would?
Yes, but I'd forgotten all about this. It's been years.
Okay.
Well, what do you lot want to do?
All right, here's what we know. We have a suspicion that we're going to have to face this thing head on and wide awake. The only way we can pin it down is by trapping it somehow, like we did with the pit and the dinosaur. Maybe in its cave, maybe in some other sort of thing. We have the movable rod and the net. We just have to figure out a way to get it inside.
It seems that we would have the tools necessary. It's just implementing them properly.
All right. I don't know how large this thing is. Do you think it could swallow a fellow like me whole?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I would think so.
What if I were to get eaten with the immovable rod and then lock it into position?
That's interesting and incredibly dangerous and foolish.
I mean, you do you. I'm not going to recommend you do it. Not even.
It would guarantee that the thing would not be able to go anywhere. You could hack and
Yeah,
slash
nor-
at it all day.
Yeah, it would
But you
also
also might not survive.
I could tear it apart from the inside and not have to deal with the scales.
Perhaps. Or you just get digested and crushed.
I could.
I guess you could just wild shape twice in a row into your highest health thing.
I was gonna say stone
There's
skin,
a
but I
chance
forgot. I
it
can't.
could work, but I feel as though there is a chance that you die, Theo.
There's a chance we're going to die regardless. We have to consider our best bet, the way that we can get the highest upper hand.
True. Are you saying that you're willing to get swallowed by this thing?
I feel rather good about it, considering that when I prayed, he said we stood a good chance to get this thing. It just didn't give me any specifics as to how, but I feel this could work.
Here's the thing. How confident are you in your ability to... Hang on. Let me check something real quick. How confident are you in your ability to... Extras inside of a dragon?
My ability to what inside dragon?
How confident are you in... this is like character talk, out of character talk. How confident are you in your ability to make a dexterity saving throw while inside of a dragon?
What would I use the dex save for?
15, because Anna is seriously considering giving you her beat of force to use while you're inside of it.
I have
Oh.
I have +3 dex save.
Okay, so chances are good. Alright.
What are you going to do to it once I'm inside?
No, I'm not going to. Well, I'm going to keep attacking it, but the real thing is what you're going to do, because if you can, I'm going to give you a bead of force.
And just YOLO.
What in
Just yeet.
blazes does that do?
It's a creature within a 10-foot radius of where the bead landed, because I'm assuming that inside of a dragon counts. Must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. Again, I don't know how that's going to work while you're inside of it. And take 5d4 force damage. Whatever that means.
Oh, that's it? It's only 5d4?
Does it get halved if I succeed? Or does it go no damage if I succeed?
I think it's no damage.
Nice.
Granted, I think he'd be restrained if he's inside there, so he automatically fails dex.
Ouchie.
If you succeed on the save, you're pushed away from it until you're no longer inside of it, because what it does is, like, it makes a sphere of force.
Would that just completely obliterate me then? Or, like,
It depends on how far away you are from it, because if you make this saving throw, it just pushes you away. You don't take any damage.
Right, but would I like get vomited out or what?
I don't know.
It depends.
Fuck if. Oh.
This is a risk that you have to be willing to take, Theo. You're gonna be inside of a creature, homie.
Alternatively, I could just get inside and then just, I don't know, turn into something with lots of, like a double attack of claws, or just...
Let's do this in character, please.
Oh, okay.
I'm still not exactly a fan of Theo deciding that he decides he wants to jump into a dragon's mouth. Considering
Neither am I, but I think
the most bad boy thing I think he has done is go skinny dipping in a pond. I'm not going to say this gives me confidence.
Ever since I was banished, I've had no purpose in life, and I've been on this journey seeking out some way that I could benefit mankind, and this is a good first start. This is the
I
place...
don't know if you've looked around here, not a single one of us are men.
This is the place where the dragon is sure to be most vulnerable. He'll be immobile. And I have the ability to transform into any number of things to attack from within. I understand the dangers under normal circumstances with normal people, but we are quite a talented bunch.
I don't know how many death flags you want to raise, but okay. Are we planning to just throw Theo into the jaws of a dragon? Is this what we're doing?
if he's willing to go, there's really nothing we can do to stop him if he gets in there himself. I'm certainly not going to go in after him.
Fair.
My reasoning behind this is we have not come up with a very good alternative.
I thought the net and the immovable rod pinning it just down was sound, but okay.
I just don't know how easily it will be to get this net over top of him. And get the rod activated. We're talking about a flying creature here. How do you get a net over a flying creature and pin it to the ground?
They use a really big fucking net, or get it when it's already on the ground.
You put the net over the open entrance of the cave. Just pin it down right there so it can't leave.
Alright, here's what we can do. We try your net idea. If we find out that this is complete bollocks...
Worst case scenario, you could still get eaten.
You're a cleric, don't you do that? Can't you do that bring people back to life thing, or is that not something you can do yet?
Does anybody have diamonds on them?
No, but consider this. If he dies killing a dragon, we are in front of a dragon's cave. I'm sure somewhere in that dragon's cave there is a diamond.
Perhaps we should go exploring beforehand.
I'm not exploring a dragon's cave while said dragon is in that cave.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So either way, yeah. If we could get, if we kill it and the hoard does contain diamonds, yeah, probably. Though, I might have to take a different. I might have to switch one or two of my spells out so that I can actually still make use of that.
I could also use my potion of stone giant strength.
Oh, there you go. Go inside with potion of stone giant strength. Oh, you're mute. You're mute. Oh, you were muted.
Oh, okay. I can hear you guys now.
But
there you go. That would be unexpected.
Okay. So that sounds like what we're gonna do. Oh, a couple more things. We're going with a net idea. That's what it sounds like. How are we going to get it on the ground?
If it's entering or exiting the cave, put the net in the way of it.
Are we going to smoke it out?
Well, I don't know if it's in or out of the cave.
All right. What time is it right now? How much time do we estimate we might have left?
You have until the end of the day. I'll say that you have 6 hours to do stuff until it's nightfall.
Well, then it'll only take one.
When the time comes, I can find out if this dragon is within 3 miles of us. And can I tell where?
If you cast that next to the mouth,
Oh, you're right. The cave, it's going to be 300 feet limited.
Either way, options are net at mouth of cave, entering or exiting should get caught in it.
All right, so we bait both ends.
Or we just bait the net.
Bait the net. Intriguing. All right.
It's like, just imagine it like being a beaded curtain separating wall, except that beaded curtain catches it.
Can we get the feet of the height of this entrance?
I mean, I already gave it to you, but it was 35 feet wide and
Yes, it's
about
35.
45 feet tall.
Yeah.
45, 50 feet tall.
Which, I mean, I think, considering we've got, let's say, okay, all right, how much shit have we stolen from people? Or
I think
looted or rightfully pillaged?
Not a ton.
I
but
know,
something.
because I'm trying to figure out how big of a net I can actually make. Because I don't know if I can cover the whole entrance, but I could probably do a 30 by 30. With all of the scrap shit that we've got.
As long as we can keep him distracted, I could spider climb, cling to the roof of this thing, and drop it on him when he comes by.
So keep in mind, we still have this lance. I don't know what it does.
Oh my god, just drop onto just pile driver. Just right from the top of the cave entrance, just right on top of it.
Does anybody want to take some time to attune to this lance?
I'd like to take some time to attune to this lance, if nobody else wants to.
Nope.
You need to be the one to do it.
That's going to be
won't.
1 hour of your time. And when you are done attuning to this, you know that it's a lance. It's obviously magical. And when you hit with it, you deal 3d8 force damage.
Woo. Crit with that and then smite.
Yeah. Yeah, Aubrey, just crit with that.
Look,
Crit
that's
with
a
it.
just crit. It couldn't be simpler.
Just do crit.
Well, remember when John took a fuckload of damage from that captain on the pterodactyl that swooped down with that weapon?
That's what I'm saying. Just crit with
That
it.
was a smite. That was a smite crit with fucking the 3d8 of force damage as well.
Yeah, you could easily do a cool 44 points of damage with it.
Let me see that briefly. Oh, look, under the underside, there's a switch that says crit on it. Intriguing.
I still feel like your sword is better.
Yeah, I think the sword is still better, but it's just very fun to have that as just a throw it at it and call it a day.
Oh, I wish I could wield both of them at the same time, but they're both two-handed weapons.
And they're both magical, so it doesn't particularly matter.
Yeah.
As is my axe. So that doesn't matter either.
All right. The dragon gets caught in the net.
And then we
then-
beat the shit out of it.
Then we just fucking go hard, I guess.
Just pin it down and
So-
slash at it. We don't even know
I
if we
just-
can penetrate its scales, but that's the plan.
Magic weapons, my guy.
Everybody get really good sleep the Thursday before, because I anticipate that this could take as much as 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I'm so getting eaten.
I mean, you look, man, you had an entire discussion about that for like 10 minutes. Like, you're dedicated.
I just think our net plan's obviously not going to work if this is going to take 3 hours.
Well, no, I mean, like, obviously things could go much, much quicker, but...
Pin it down and aim for the wings.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Because then we have to fight it on the ground. Which, its breath weapon is still a bitch, as it recharges often, because we know how Tim do.
We confirmed that this is a blue dragon?
White dragon.
White
No,
dragon.
this is white.
Oh, blue was lightning, right?
Yep.
So yeah, get ready to get sprayed with very cold energy. Oh wait, I have protection from energy. Wait.
I wish I had Landre's thick blanket.
I'm just glad fire Ganathis don't have like vulnerability to ice or anything like that. So
Yeah, oh god. It's too bad I'm not a Triton, because they have resistance to cold damage.
Ooh, but I do have absorb elements. That'll be useful. This counts as an energy attack, doesn't it? Incoming energy?
Which
It
then
sure does.
Yeah, the thing about absorb elements is then you can sling it back at them.
Nice.
Nice. But see, here's the thing. Slinging ice damage, cold damage at a white dragon doesn't. Never mind.
Doesn't do shit.
So you'll take less damage, but
So I don't know how if dragons do like charms or anything like that, but as long as you guys stay with it, because in all my years playing D&D, I've never played D&D. I've never I've never fought a dragon.
I haven't either.
I've never fought a dragon.
The answer is they're very scary, so we'll still appreciate you.
That's a good thing that nobody within 10 feet of me can be frightened. So
let me tell you, Aubrey, y'all better hope that fucking Irene and anybody else that is maybe thinking about showing up next week fucking shows up, because dragons are some shit.
They've got a lot. Dragons have so much at their disposal. Like, basically, the dragon itself has as many tools in its tool belt as we do as a party. So,
but if I recall, Irene is bringing her experimental wizard monk.
You know what?
Well,
cannon fodder. Take it.
Fodder.
Like that's somebody to get at. So
we'll give her the movable rod.
If she can survive the trip down.
Oh, yeah.
Monk, though. Oh, wait, not falling, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, monk, like... Good luck making it down the esophagus with those 8 points.
Or yeah, that strength score. Oh, as a monk wizard, strength is the dump stat.
Alright, well...
Yup.
I guess I'm gonna stop the stream. That's the end, right? We've got this planned out?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, like...
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and catch it in the net and break its wings and then not die.
I'm not gonna start a fucking fight with a white dragon at 10:47 my time.
Yeah, no way in hell. You'd be here until 2 in the morning.
Tune in next time to see what happens to our heroes.
The answer is death.